Wasn't the situation in Libya and Benghazi somewhat unique?
So when you look at the intelligence, the threat reporting, the deteriorating security environment, and the numerous incidents, yeah, I would prioritize Benghazi.
If you were an agent on the ground in Benghazi at the time, Mr. Kyle, would you have been lobbying for more help to come to Benghazi?
I'd probably be doing more than lobbying. I'd be extremely frustrated and try to push every button I could possibly push.
That's Congressman Jim Jordan and former Assistant Secretary for Infrastructure Protection at the Department of Homeland Security, Todd Keel, one of the three who testified at the new Benghazi hearings this week. And with me now, Congressman Lynn Westmoreland, a member of that Benghazi Select Committee. Thank you for being with us this evening, Congressman. You know, as I sat there, I couldn't help but notice the stunning similarities between the reports of previous accountability review boards and the Benghazi Accountability Review Board. Why are we making the same mistakes over and over again?
Well, I think, Judge, the reason is it's pretty a bureaucratic department. The State Department, we really haven't been able to hold anybody accountable. But the reality of it is, if you look at the manual and if you look at these reports, the Secretary of State is responsible, personally is responsible for the safety of our diplomats and the people serving in our embassies, and that's pretty clear in the manual.
But doesn't it seem that they're trying to take that responsibility away from the Secretary of State and kind of reprioritize that they have all these new charts? And I don't want to get into the weeds here, but it's almost like we're not going to blame the Secretary of State, whose mission it is to make sure that the people around the world on their posts are safe. We're not going to make her responsible or him responsible. It's almost retroactive, as it seems.
Well, Judge, you were there and you witnessed that chart that Ms. Brooks put up, and you could see how confusing that was. And that's been the other thing. You know, we have been trying to get information out of the State Department about, okay, well, who said no additional security? Who said let's pull that Marine unit out? And, you know, we have been unable to get those emails and text, cables, or whatever to find out really and truly who made that decision. Now, they have put some people on leave or demoted or put them in the penalty box, but we really don't know that those were the people that were actually at fault.
Do you think we'll ever know who made the decision after they were asking for increased security to actually reduce the security? Do you think we'll ever get the answer to that?
You know, I hope we will. Chairman Gowdy has made his goal, as well as the Speaker, that we're going to find out the truth. And I think we will. And I think we'll be relentless until we do get that truth. But we got to have some cooperation from the State Department and from this administration so we can get all the information to lead us to the facts.
Well, you know, this week a former State Department official officially accused Hillary Clinton's chief of staff for hiding politically damaging files from the allegedly independent arbitrary review board that probed the attack.
Right.
Now, I know you didn't get into the Hillary piece when I was there, but do you expect to call her to testify?
Well, Judge, I think that anybody that has any information about what led up to the attacks in Benghazi, about the attacks itself, and about what happened after the attacks are certainly going to be looked at as potential witnesses.
Are you going to call Hillary Clinton? Do you know, Congressman?
That's up to Chairman Gowdy.
But,
all
right, blame it on Trey Gowdy. Now, finally,
yeah, I'll blame it on Trey.
You know, one of the things that concerns me before we wrap up, you know, we heard all about these tripwire warnings that just didn't work and didn't work, and then changing the name of the facility so you wouldn't even have to get a waiver. It's almost as though they wanted to hide the fact that there was a consulate there. What were they doing there that they wanted to hide it and take it out of any kind of category that was recognized in the State Department?
Well, you know, that's just the semantics that this White House plays. I mean, you know, the Clintons played it, you know, what is. And this president does it with terms all the time about, well, that's not the meaning, this is it. They did the same thing, trying to get away from having to follow the rules of how to protect the people there through their security authorization. So it's just another, you know, rabbit trail that we're going to have to follow to find out why they changed these names. But, you know, I mean, it's very interesting that this gentleman has come forward and said that they were down, destroying Maxwell, looking at these documents and trying to take out the ones that made the secretary look bad.
Right.
And, you know, that's just, that's really unbelievable.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. Okay. And I am sure that your committee is going to try to get to the bottom of it. Congressman Westmoreland, thank you so much for being with us this evening.
Well, thank you, Judge.
All right, and coming up, she literally vanished. The latest on the frantic search for the missing UVA student, Hannah Graham. Next. And 3,000 U.S. troops to fight Ebola in Africa? Really? Where's the UN? And why just us?